So, lesson 6. We're staying with the Disney theme. We're going to learn the bare necessities from the Jungle Book. This one is a little bit more complicated rhythmically. So I've separated this out into 4 sections, and we're going to learn the first 2 sections, which is the red box and the blue box. It sounds like this. So we've got a slightly more complex rhythm here because we've got these rests. These little squiggles are 1 beat rests. Whereas before in Beauty and the Beast, we had these little blocks, which are 2 beat rests. These are 1 beat rests. There it is. Fantastic. And so in a bar of 4 beats, so each of these boxes have 4 beats in them. This is probably the clearest one. 1, 2, 3, 4, but they all add up to 4 in some way. This starts with a rest, a bit like Beauty and the Beast, but only 1 beat. So rest, plum, 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 and the rhythm looks like this: rest, plum, 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 rest. Rest, plum, 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 rest, pear, plum, plum, apple. Plum, 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 apple. Now these little ties here with the apples, they're sort of they're added on to the apples, but don't worry about it for now. We'll just call them apples and go with the flow. So rest, plum, 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 rest, pear, plum, plum, apple, plum, 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 apple. So rest, D, G, E. So D, E, G, rest, B, A sharp, B, A, G, G, A, G, A, G, A, G, E. Now we've got an A sharp in here. An A sharp is the same as B flat, but sort of musical grammar, we're going to call it a sharp today. And it's the same note which we used for Beauty and the Beast, but just to remind you, the sharps are when you find, so A sharp, you'd find the A and go up to a black note. So there it is, there's that A sharp. We used B flat last time. So, the tune. Let's do the whole red box first. So the red box is rest, D, G, so D, E, G. And start your thumb, and next note would be E, which would be on 2. Now you can either use 3 for G, or 4, whichever you fancy. It doesn't really matter, whatever you find most comfortable. If you've got smaller fingers, you might find that 4 is more comfortable. I personally prefer the 3, but it's up to you. So D, E, G, and then we must have the 5 on the B, which goes B, A sharp, B, A, G. So pear, plum, plum, apple. So this bit's a little bit tricky. Let's do this bit on its own. So pear, plum, plum, apple. So 5, 4, 5, 4, 3. So you notice that originally I was playing the 4 on here, and then when it's time to play the normal A, I'm also using a 4. B, A sharp, B, A, G. So if you put those 2 bits together, you've got D, E, G, B, A sharp, B, A, G. In terms of fruits, we've got plum, 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 pear, plum, plum, apple. Now you notice I'm not saying the rests. Remember we've got those 2 rests which are there right at the start, and 1 just before the B. So you don't need to say them, but if it helps, you can. I'll say it 1 time round just to help you. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. D, E, G. Rest. B, A sharp, B, A, G. Rest, D, E, G. Rest, B, A sharp, B, A, G. If we do it in terms of all fruits, rest, plum, 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 rest, pear, plum, plum, apple. The next bit, which is G, A, G, A, G, A, G, E. G, A, G, A, G, A, G, E. We've got 3 groups of GA. So GA once, GA twice, GA 3 times. We've got plum, 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 apple. So all the GAs, they're plums, plum, 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 plum. And then the GE is an apple. It looks like this. G, A, G, A, G, A, G, E. G, A, G, A, G, A, G, E. Or plum, 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 apple. Now notice that I'm ending on that E over finger 2, which is what we were saying when we did the first bit. Because we need this thumb free, because our next note later on is going to be a D. And if we end on a thumb on that E, we have to do a little ugly skip, which sounds not so great. So that last bit again was G, A, G, A, G, A, G, E. So if you put the whole of that red box together, it sounds like this. Rest, D, E, G, B, A sharp, B, A, G, G, A, G, A, G, A, G, E. Again, with fruit. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Plum, 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 rest. Pear, plum, plum, apple. Plum, 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 apple. And that's that whole first bit. I'll do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Rest. While we're here, if you've not heard the Bare Necessities before, I do recommend just having a listen to it, because if you know the tune, it's going to make things a lot easier. There's only so much I can teach you sort of rhythm at the moment without you guys spend a lot more time. It's a bit boring. So have a listen to it if you don't know it. The blue box. If we go back to the blue box, we've got another little rest here. This little rest is a half an apple. It's a quaver rest. It's a half beat rest. For now, we're not going to worry too much about it. We're going to just treat it as a small break, or sometimes if you just take a little breath, it's quite good. So D, G, D, G, B, E, D, C, B, A. So plum, 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 apple, apple, plum. So, sorry, what did I say apple for? Plum, 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 plum. And then a long note at the end. This is a half an apple, so you could do plum, plum, pull, plum, 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 plum. So I'm missing out the ah for the apple. But I think it's probably best just to feel this rhythm. So D, G, D, G, B, E, D, C, B, A. Now if we go back to the piano, that first bit is D, G. Oh, sorry, D, G, D, G, B. So this time we are going to sort of go back to the 5 there, and we are going to have to do a little hand skip in a minute, but we'll come back to that. So the first bit of the blue box is D, G, D, G, B. So again, so after the first D, G, just take a little breath and then play D, G, B. So D, G, D, G, B. And that should give you the right rest, which was that little quaver rest. So D, G, D, G, B. One more time. D, G, D, G, B. And then we basically move our whole hand. So our 5 is on the E and go E, D, C, B, A. So just like it was in Beauty and the Beast, we've got this nice little run where it's going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's really easy. E, D, C, B, A. So you put those 2 bits together, you've got this. D, G, D, G, B, E, D, C, B, A. So if you, what's probably the trickiest bit is moving your hand and making sure you hit the right note when you land. So D, G, D, G, B. And if you just bounce off that little one and focus on the little finger, because that's going to be used next as well. So as long as you B to the E, you're in the right place to go do a little downward scale. D, G, D, G, B, E, D, C, B, A. So don't worry about the rest of the hand. When you do that little skip, just focus on that little finger. B, E, and then you can do the run afterwards. D, G, D, G, B, E, D, C, B, A. And that's those 2 boxes put together. So I'm going to play those 2 boxes for you. a couple of times just so you can see how it works together. And then we'll crack on with the rest of the song next lesson. So, start on D. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Here it is again. Rest. Rest. One more time, a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Rest. Okay, so good luck with that one. Rhythmically it's a little bit trickier, but then we'll do the second half of the tune. Hopefully by tomorrow we'll have the whole of the bare necessities done. Good luck.